An NXT star invades TNA Impact. Plus, a TNA champion was backstage at AEW Dynamite. And an infamous WWE storyline had no planned ending. It's all in the Cultaholic Wrestling News right now. Last night on Impact, we had a lovely little match between Leon Slater and Trey Miguel, but it wasn't to be because there's Charlie Dempsey.
What? What's he doing in the Impact Zone?
What are you doing here, Maggle? He's attacking Leon Slater, Trey Miguel, and Zachary Wentz, referees, and anything that moves, essentially.
Gut wrench suplex, off you go.
Yeah, see you later, an elevator. He puts Leon Slater in a submission hold until officials come and eventually shoo him away. Now, later in the night, an impassioned promo was cut by the Rascals in which they promised revenge on Dempsey next week. It feels like they're calling out Dempsey to turn up at TNA Impact next week. Could we even see him turning up at Heat Wave on the weekend?
Oh, I mean, maybe. I know WWE like their shorter cards, and I believe they're not on it at the moment. So whether even if it's in just like a backstage segment, maybe the main event ends and it's chaos. I don't know, but I do think maybe that is where we're going to get to eventually.
Do we see a full Rascals reunion with Wesley completed as well against the No Quarter Catch crew?
I think so. Zachary Wentz was very much like, I've been there before, I've been in NXT before and everything like that. I think we're going to get it. It feels like we're going to get it.
Feels like we're getting there, aren't we? We're getting close to Slammiversary as well. Last night, the main event, the six-way Slammiversary world title match was locked in, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. So on July 20th, Moose will defend his TNA world title against Josh Alexander, Nick Nemeth, Steve Macklin, Frankie Kazarian, and as of last night, Joe Hendry. Woo!
Good lad.
Brilliant stuff.
I feel like that's going to be a really fun main event.
Yeah, me too. A lot of really cool people in there. Does Joe do it? Does Joe do it in this one?
I don't know whether he does.
I was thinking the same.
I feel like... Now, Adam and I differ on this.
Okay.
Adam thinks that they should pull the trigger, give Joe Hendry the TNA title at Slammiversary. I think they should hold off for Bound for Glory. I think Joe should come this close at Slammiversary. Yeah. And I think they should do it at Bound for Glory.
Just to get them fires going even more. I quite like that. I think that might be how it goes as well.
Potentially so. It was also confirmed last night that AJ Francis is going to defend the TNA Digital Media Championship against PCO, which is a feud that has been spilling over Impact Television over the last few weeks. AJ messing in the love endeavors of PCO and Steph DeLander, you monster. AJ Francis might not get to Slammiversary as champion because he's defending that digital media title against Rhino next week on Impact. Ooh. One that we will keep an eye on. The TNA stars are all over the place at the moment. Not only have we seen TNA stars popping up on NXT, but there was one backstage at Dynamite this week.
Yeah, there was. PW Insider reports that TNA X Division champion Mustafa Ali was backstage at Dynamite's Beach Break in Chicago this past Wednesday. Ali, a Chicago native, was apparently there to catch up with friends as he lives in the area.
I wouldn't be surprised though if we do see Mustafa Ali at some point have an AEW run.
It felt like when he left WWE, it did very much feel like perhaps we were going to see him there sooner rather than later, and yet we didn't. He did some indie stuff and then went to TNA, obviously. But I agree. I think somewhere down the line we'll see him in one of them there AEW rings.
We will see MJF answer for his crimes tomorrow night on Collision. It was quite the Dynamite closing moment with MJF putting an absolute shoe-in to Daniel Garcia, and he's broke his silence since that moment, saying, "It's not your fault, Danny." Saturday, 8 p.m. on Twitter.
It's all our fault. It's all our fault.
It's all our fault.
Because we were asking for this, weren't we? We were asking for this, MJF. It's our fault Daniel Garcia was laid out.
Do you think he's going to tell us off?
Yeah, maybe. I scolded.
Think he's going to tell us off. I don't like it. MJF potentially facing Will Ospreay when we get to AEW All In as well. That's what's looking like the match that we might get for Will.
It feels like it going forward with everything that happened at the end of Dynamite, at least anyway. Will chasing off MJF to close out the show. So yeah, I feel like that feels where it could naturally progress to.
It feels like a natural place for it to end, doesn't it? Maybe with Daniel Garcia getting a W in there as well. It feels right to not just let him have anything. We are on the way to All In. It is next month. There's some great things happening around All In at Wembley Stadium. North Wrestling, Hustle, and Attack Pro Wrestling presenting a dual-branded show called All Caps All Day at the Garage in London. 3 promotions putting on a mega show the day before All In. Come join us. I'll be emceeing the North Wrestling contingent.
That'll be awesome. That's so cool that three companies coming together to put on a big old day of wrestling. That's cool.
A very nice idea. And Progress Wrestling is presenting Wrestling Never Sleeps at the Electric Ballroom in Camden the day after AEW All In. It was announced the show will feature a Defy World title match. Kenta putting the belt up against an opponent that is to be determined, I believe, tonight. Certainly very, very soon. Also at Progress Never Sleeps, we can make the exclusive reveal here on Cultaholic that the show will feature the Progress Wrestling ring announcing debut of, checks notes here, Cultaholic's Tom Campbell.
Whoa, that's insane.
Hey!
How cool is that?
That's all right, isn't it?
That's really, you got to get to announce Kenta.
I'm going to hang out with Kenta.
That's mental.
That's really, really exciting.
That's awesome.
Big love, big thanks to Progress Wrestling for letting me come down and play while I'm in London. Looking forward to popping by and saying hi. And I've never been to the Electric Ballroom.
Oh my God. And you're performing there.
I know.
That's really cool.
So excited to
awesome.
check out the ballroom. So excited to check out the talent of Progress Wrestling as well. Looking forward to seeing you. Let's have some fun at All In weekend. Come on.
Come on.
Hey, let's end on this now. This might shock you, so brace yourself. An infamous wrestling storyline in the realm of WWE during the era of Vince McMahon did not have a planned conclusion. Andrew, tell us about it.
So, Fightful Select recently asked their subscribers which unsolved WWE mystery they'd like to know more about. And the most requested was the mystery of the Shane McMahon lockbox. Doth we remember that, one and all? In 2016, Shane McMahon faced The Undertaker at WrestleMania. And, right, if Shane lost, Vince McMahon would get control of the secret lockbox, right, that Shane McMahon held, presumably containing a dark secret of Vince McMahon's. Fightful Select say Sean Ross Sapp reached out to several members of creative from the time. Each one that we heard back from claimed there was never a lockbox item determined and that it was actually never intended to be a line to begin with. It was something that Vince McMahon added at the last minute. The answer, like many things in the last number of years of Vince McMahon's booking, is that there was no rhyme, reason, or plan.
I want to point out on Sean Ross Sapp's Twitter, Sean Ross Sapp said that Vince McMahon blurted it out in a meeting.
Just randomly.
And he's got a lockbox. What's in it?
We'll figure it out when we get there, and we never figured it out.
No, we never did. Now, I know news is meant to be stuff that is new, hence why it is called news, not olds. But so obviously, the idea of WWE starting a storyline and not quite knowing where it ends isn't the most shocking thing of all time. But for those of you who are keen to know what was the lockbox payoff supposed to be, they didn't have one in mind.
Oh, you can make up a good one at home, though, right?
I think so. I'm gonna say Big Boss Man.
Wow.
Only because they never resolved the who raised the briefcase at King of the Ring 1999. I'm always annoyed about that. I staked a good case for Big Boss Man and even Linda McMahon in a video many moons ago. But I'm just going to now equate every mystery in WWE's unsolved album. Big Boss Man is the answer.
Oh, I think it's Cucumber. I think it was a ruse all along, right? Shane loses on purpose just so Vince McMahon can then scare The Undertaker with the cucumber.
He takes it out and goes,
yeah.
Excellent. Your comments below on what you think should have been in the lockbox, because WWE didn't have a Scooby-Doo what they were going to put in it. We do have a Scooby-Doo what's coming up this weekend, because it's Money in the Bank tomorrow night.
It is, it sure is. There is pictures out on the channel already, predictions too with myself and Adam, and me and Adam will also be doing the live reactions tomorrow night. I believe it starts, I think the pre-show starts at 10 p.m. our time, BST. So stay tuned for that. We'll be going live. I think it's like an hour and a half pre-show or something like that. that, but we're looking forward to it. It should be good. So hopefully we'll see you there. Have you got anything, young man?
Only my love for Andrew Hodkinson and for
you.
you today. May your day be filled with good things. And for the latest wrestling news throughout it, you can check out Cultaholic.com. Case.
I love you. Bye.